Welcome back to Football Manager 2024 Surviving Luton. After beating Brighton in the Carabao Cup in pens 2-1, we then ended up beating Porto 1-0 in the Champions League. Just a lone goal coming at the very end by Nijpen, assisted by Almeida. We'll take a quick look at how that ended up looking. XG-wise, we didn't do too well. They weren't doing that well either, but Gelhardt running down here, passing it to Almeida, and then Nijpen end up finishing it there off of the rebound there. So right at the very end, that is clutch. That is exactly what Nijpen's there for. But we didn't look that convincing. So we did play in Portugal, though. So to manage to come away with a victory there is pretty impressive, I must say. We now end up facing Mansfield as well. But let's take a look at where that puts us in the Champions League, though. Because we do have Bayer afterwards. We currently are in 10th place. We managed to secure a playoff spot. So it doesn't matter where we go in here. I believe that probably the higher seed is probably the better one. But we do have a slight chance that we could potentially end up finishing ahead of Bayer if we manage to get a result here. But I kind of doubt that. I mean, it'd be pretty shocking. I believe the highest that we can probably go up is actually it's probably around 5th place, which would be pretty shocking. And the lowest that we can go is, I mean, probably down to here, so where PSV is, which isn't that bad, but we are currently above Man City and just below Arsenal, so I don't mind the presence of the English teams there. Let's see if who's the upset that we have out of all English teams. Man City, then us, Arsenal, and Man U. Man U is actually ahead. So geez, we're actually representing pretty well, all of us advancing to the next round. Let's take a look at our squad for the Mansfield game and see if we can come away with a victory. And then I believe only 4 days later we now have to take on Bayer. So hopefully we end up doing it a little bit strategically and we don't end up getting upset. And here's our squad for the Mansfield game. We are currently away as well. We do have Fedorchenko as our goalkeeper there. We have Val, Gector, Malanka, and Saberton as our D, Hall and Doyle as our mid there, Chevry, Osmani, and Orlano as our mids there, and then we have Marshall starting up front. We should be able to win this pretty decisively, though. And apparently people are upset that other people aren't playing, which is kind of weird, since this should be a tune-up game. Mansfield's record's actually pretty good. 4 wins and a tie. Probably better than ours. We managed to do, I mean, yeah, just a little bit better. We've had 4 wins and a loss. But I feel as though we can probably come away with the victory here. I think Adoncourt's only the real threat there. But unless they end up scoring early and manage to park the bus, I feel as though it's going to be all Luton all day. We did put Saberton as our right back there. He is one of the youngsters. I just want to rotate. I think Curtis was the other option. And I just didn't want to risk him getting hurt for any of the future games that we end up having, especially against Bayer Leverkusen. So this is the squad that we end up having. I mean, 15 minutes in, there's not really much that's happened except for Doyle getting a yellow. And then on their team, Lewis ends up getting it. So it looks like this is going to be the most boring match that we've ever seen. But I mean, there's always a second half, so I wouldn't be surprised if something happens with that. Hall with a chance here. Doesn't shoot, and then Marshall shoots, but it looks like it's going to be offside. I don't know why Hall didn't shoot there. That seems like the most odd time to not just turn and shoot it. He had the best opportunity there, but our XG is now at 0.36, and it looks like we're now starting to put on the pressure. Saberton offside again. Wow. Offside twice now, but it looks like the XG is starting to flow a lot more in our favor. As to be expected, I don't see in any possibility that we should be losing, let alone conceding the first goal. We do have Gector also starting. We're going to have to be intelligent with our subs. We want to get as many bodies rested for our next games there. I don't know how we missed that, but it seemed like it hit the crossbar there. Val almost getting one on target there. but they have their first shot, and ball's on our end with the highlight there. So I could easily see us losing the ball like that. And look at that, we're probably going to go down now. Left back completely out of position. Val, I don't know where you were during that play, but we just got overrun in a time where we definitely shouldn't. So they have two shots, not any of them being on target, and somehow they're winning the possession battle as well. So it looks like they're starting to put it on as we've allowed them to get back into this game. But no goals. It does look like their goalie is sporting a 7.1 rating there, but Orlando looks like he's going to have to come off as well. Halftime and nothing. It's pretty pathetic, yeah. We're not good in front of the goal. O'Neill, Rogers, and probably Hughes are probably going to have to come on at some point. Probably earlier than later. I feel as though Orlando's going to have to get subbed off pretty quick. Somehow Osmani's playing well, but it remains to be seen. And apparently Orlando's playing well as well, but even like a pass like that, you'd be surprised if you saw their rating. But we're going to make a sub probably around 55 to 60 minutes, like we normally do. And we're going to end up demanding more, because if this goes to a penalty shootout, I feel as though we've already lost it at that point. Just more so in terms of pride. But it looks like they're getting a chance here. They're putting it on, and we end up conceding. A Donker ends up conceding. This is probably the most pathetic that I've seen our team play. So Orlando's going to come off for Rogers. I guess Osmani can come on for... Let's put Hall where Val is. He'll come on for him. Where is it? Yeah, and then Azun's going to come on for Osmani. And that's how we're going to have it. That is probably the most pathetic start that we've had. But we're going to probably go attacking immediately after this because, yeah, pretty pathetic. Orlando with the chance here, and then Marshall ends up finishing it. See, that's not so difficult, is it, guys? All it took was us to go down by 1, and we immediately answer it. Hardigan loses it to Osmani, to Doyle, and then Marshall finds Orlando. And Orlando doesn't even get to it. Marshall ends up stealing the ball there and scoring on Pim. And we're up. We're up, and we're still going to make those subs. Osmani's going to stay in. And Chevry's still on the left. But 57 minutes, and we have a chance here. Malanka passing to Osmani. Azun could have finished, but he hit the crossbar. And, I mean, that looks like it's the end of the highlight. We're going to go into more of an attacking role here. And we're going to end up probably having to make another sub. Doyle's probably going to come off. We're going to take off... yeah, Doyle's coming off for sure for... Let's put in Hughes. And then... I mean, we could have put in Solace as well. Feels though those are the only subs. Maybe Gector might have to come off as well. Yeah, Gector could come off for Basso. So we'll do that one as well. And let's see if we can get a finish here. I mean, we do look like we're dictating play finally. Looks like a foul there. Donkor ends up clipping him. And we're going to make our subs right now. Chevry with a chance. Pim knocking it away. 65th minute. And it doesn't look like we're as convincing as what we normally are. But granted, we are playing a fraction of the players that would normally be playing. We get another corner here. And I think this is when we're just going to start turning it on. The fun and games are over. And Marshall now with the chance here. Is he going to cross it in? That looks like it could be offside. But it isn't, so... Oh, terrible pass by Basso. Basso probably didn't even want to come on. Basso sending it to Marshall. Marshall can finish and misses the net. How do you score a goal like what you did before and then miss the net completely on that? but he's still going to stay in. I do have faith that he can get the pens if we need it. We almost concede there. Fedorchenko ends up managing to turn away. If only I had Caprell in the net, I'd probably use that as my last sub, to be honest. And puts it over. Our ball. Chevry's looking like he's tired as Mani as well. But I think we might want to take off maybe even Malanka? No. Probably. Can Osmani take pens? He's at 11. Who else can take pens? I'm not going to put on anyone that can't. Kabore could also come in. You know what? We'll put in Kabore. He's also at 10 pens. So I'll put on Kabore for Saberton. And that'll be the last sub of the game. And let's see if we can encourage everyone. Instead of shouting, we're just going to encourage. Martial with the chance, hopefully. And we have 10 shots, 3 on target, but we're now defending. That was pretty close. We almost went down again. But this is probably going to be the highlight of their week. Just the fact that they've been able to hold us to a 1-1 draw so far. Even if they don't end up throughout the whole game, they'll probably end up taking away from this game the fact that they managed to go 85 minutes without it conceding 2 goals against us. And Rogers just stopped there. I don't like that. But he comes back for it. Azun now just pass it off. Now Chevry can't score for his life. Tim puts it over. We do put our encouragement now. Can we get the finish here? It's probably going to end the highlight though. And we're going to go very attacking actually. We're going to switch that up. Hall to Kabore, and it looks like it's the end of the highlight. Hopefully there's one more before the end. And we have it in the attacking zone here. Kabore with the cross. Chevry can't get to it. Basso now runs down. And again, nothing happening so far. It looks like it's the end of the highlight. 5 minutes extra time. Looks like probably one of our last opportunities here. Hall finds Chevry. Chevry a crossbar. And Rogers finishes it finally. Finally, we end up getting the second goal. Oh my god, this is starting to be embarrassing. Well, it still is embarrassing, but Hall to Chevry, and he hits the crossbar. Curls it in, hits top corner. Rogers gets the rebound and manages to finish it. The rebound was far more impressive. But 90 plus 1. And all we have to do is hold on, but I feel as though it should be pretty straightforward here. If we play like this against Leverkusen, it's going to be a very, very difficult day at the office for sure. But I feel as though we can make it through this one no problem. And we end up getting a block there. Their goalie runs all the way back to their goal. And Fedorchenko ends up stopping the ball there. Ends the momentum. And 5 minutes left. Or sorry, 1 minute left of the 5 minutes. And let's see if they end up screwing this up and we end up getting another goal. Because the score sheet will look completely different if we manage to do that. It'll look more convincing of a win. Marshall's offside for sure. He does know how to finish. That is good. But it looks like that was the only opportunity, and it's probably going to end after this play here. Might even end if they lose possession. Yeah, it's probably going to be time now. Rogers managing to get it. We don't want to waste time apparently. It's the one time we don't. And Malanka to Hall, and this should be it. And that's all it is. Rogers, what a nice goal to end this. But we didn't I don't know if we want to be content with that. Fedorchenko is apparently stressed after we said good job. So apparently he only responds to aggression. We end up getting, we should have been playing harder because we did get 122k for that. Every little bit matters in the 4th round. So we managed to go up to around 40 million here. And we probably got a decent amount for the gate receipts as well. but that was still pretty pathetic. So let's go to the match you guys have all been waiting for, and let's see if we can get a result against Leverkusen. So it's definitely been proven. If I have a limited amount of money, I'm definitely going to spend it on stupid things. I managed to get Shaquille Van Persie. I got it mainly because we also have his dad. It's not showing his dad though. That's weird. But his dad's with us as well in terms of our coaching. Um, but I mean, I wanted to grab this guy as soon as I saw that he was in the game. Hopefully, going to be able to replicate his dad's career though. But starting off at 19 for 25 million. I mean, who knows? The fact that we were able to get him just makes me happy. So he's probably going to end up featuring in more in terms of the league, but we're going to be able to rotate between him and I don't know why they have him as attacking mid. Let's go striker. So between him and Basdar and Gelhart, we're going to end up playing them as much as possible up front throughout this season and probably even in the future. But I end up seeing him. That's one of the ones that I wanted to get. The other one that I'm looking at is where is he? Van Bommel as well. Just because I'm such a big fan of his dad, so I decided to make a bid on him. See if we can bring him on, and if we can, that will be better. He does look a little bit better than Van Persie, but I mean, who knows? So hopefully we can get both of those players and manage to sell Holding as well. If we can sell Holding, we can definitely make enough money for him as well. So yeah, we end up splashing it. That's the most we end up spending on anyone. The previous one was for Samu. We could also probably get rid of Samu as well. So we should have probably left this. Well, okay, we'll just get out of this. Oh my god, okay, we'll decline this. We only have around 1 million apparently. And apparently he's... Oh my god, no. Why is it falling through? I'm gonna fire this guy just because of this. Why does it fall through? Can anyone tell me why it would just randomly fall through? Alright, let's jump to the Leverkusen game, you know, after we got disappointed by not being able to get Van Bommel. So here's our squad for the Bayer Leverkusen match. We have a Capril in goal, Hall, Kurodia, Malanka, and Gekter as our D. We have Samu and Nipin as our defensive mid, Estanis, Almeida, and Basdar as our attacking mid, and then we do have Endrick up top. Endrick is a recent signing that we end up getting on loan from Arsenal. We'll put him as 12. We got him on loan from Arsenal. I mean, I kind of just did it so we could do kind of like a Hall situation and just get him to like us. So then maybe we can kind of sign him in the future. But I feel as though we won't be able to afford him regardless. So at least we'll get to get a first look at how well he does develop, though. At least in terms of year one that we end up having him. But I mean, I don't know if he's as good as what they're saying. But at least for future saves, it's going to kind of give us what we would have to do to get him. Bazar scoring immediately. My God. There's no way it's offside. And are they going to deny it? Yeah, goal awarded. I'm like, how's he going to be offside on that? Yeah, Bazar ends up running in. Bazar's the only one that ends up touching it, but they apparently claim someone else should have done it. But a good cross and a good finish by Bazar there. All within a similar situation. And again, we almost score. My God. But that time it looks like it was offside. Moves us up to 9th place, though. We're just below Manchester United. And oh my God, if we end up going above Leverkusen, this will be pretty sad. But we are home as well, so we do have an advantage there. But oh my God, can't believe Man U is actually turning everything around now. Hall to Samu and to Nipin. Nipin's playing as mid as well. Hendrick, good pass to Almeida. And Estanis finishes it. Could be offside there. I feel as though that was an offside. They're going to review it, but I feel as though this one is actually legitimately offside. Maybe not. It looked like it was pretty well timed, to be honest. Oh my god, if he gets called this, that'll be disappointing. Oh no, it doesn't. So it ends up going through. I was gonna say, it looked like it was just a fraction onside. But at least we're getting an indication as how good this team actually is. Um, Beating Leverkusen like this so far, I mean, it doesn't look like they've had really any opportunity on us. And it's a huge night and day to what we were playing in the cup game uh, just a few seconds ago. They don't even have a shot on target yet. I wonder if they're actually playing their backups though, because if they aren't, then this is a pretty sad performance. I guess they might not have because they figure that they're already through. But I mean, the prize money is something that we definitely want. I don't know why you wouldn't want to why you wouldn't want to get more money in the league if that's the case. But I mean, they do get their first opportunity there, but XG wise, we're still ahead. Hall with probably like the 18th free kick so far. No, Frimpong ends up getting it, former Arsenal man, and Bazzer just dispossesses it and gets the ball back just to pass it to Samu. Almeida now back to Bazar again. Almeida now with the run, cross it in for Endrick. Nope, can't seem to raise it past 2 feet, and it gets immediately taken from the same guy that started the play before. And this highlight's going on forever. Just no one can apparently finish. But Bazar crossing into Endrick. Endrick almost getting it in. But so far, I've only seen that one pass from Endrick to suggest that he has anything crazy. But at least it's another rotational player. But I don't think we're going to play him up front in future episodes. I think it's just what they suggested for him to be. But I'd rather see the development of Gelhardt and then also Van Persie. Van Persie I've been a huge fan of for my whole life, so it is great managing to get his son. I just would have rather get Van Bommel as well, so we're going to have to look into why we couldn't get him. But even if we end up getting him next season, I feel as though that's what our focus is going to be. I'm okay with using our whole budget just to get him. Pedrola now scoring. Oh my god, what an amazing goal. Just slots it just under, I don't even know, Herediki? And he shoots it just outside of the box. We managed to score on a set piece too. Gets hit away. Malonka passes it to Estanis. One times it. Goes right underneath their goalkeeper. And he now has his second goal of the game. Jesus. We're up 3-0 at halftime. And I thought this was going to be a lot harder than what it looks like it's going to be. Especially since we managed to beat Porto as well. Porto I figured was going to be the hardest match that we had. Even us beating Real Madrid was also the biggest joy that I've ever had. Just beating them when Junior got sent off. That's going to be one of the things that we end up remembering throughout this whole season. Is just that one moment, and it ended up costing them. I just wonder by how much though. Almost puts it in, but puts it wide. Caprio looked like he had that handled though. Even in terms of subs, I'm not sure who we're going to sub off because everyone's playing amazing right now. Endrick is the only one that I might consider taking off. But we did register other players. I think we left Hall out for the next level, but it kind of disappointing that we did because he's playing so well right now. And oh my god, Estanis with the hat trick. Oh my god, I think we're gonna have to take him off though. He's had a day. He deserves a game ball. Gechter finds him. What a beautiful pass. And then he ends up getting the ball that he headed away and does almost the same goal that he did outside the box. And he got a hat trick. That is insane. In Champions League football, he managed to get a hat trick. We're up 4-0. I feel as though we should just end up doing all our subs now. I guess Endrick can stay up top. I don't know what other position he plays. But it does show that he is a... It doesn't show that he's a striker or anything. Maybe we end up moving him down. Pedrola we're going to end up taking off for sure. Let's put in Chevry. He's going to come in. Azun is probably going to come in for... I thought he could play left. And then Basder is probably going to come off as well. We're going to switch him off with Endrick. We're going to bring in, maybe not Ngoy. We'll put in Gelhart. And those will be the 3 subs that we end up doing right now. We'll do the other ones fairly shortly, but being up 4-0, even if we concede, is still amazing. But yeah, looks like we're about to concede. There's no way we lose this lead, right? Capriel ends up stopping it. So doing exactly what he needs. Samu could possibly be the one that comes off. Nightpin as well. Feels though those might be the next subs that we end up doing. Maybe we've moved down Azun, down to midfield. We concede a corner though, and we end up conceding a goal. So maybe this isn't time to celebrate. So we're gonna move Azun back to mid. Gonna skip this. We're gonna make our 2 last subs here. Yeah, Nightpin's gonna come off. We're gonna put in Azun here. Nightpin comes off for, we'll put in Marshall. And I think Curtis, yeah, Curtis is going to probably come in for Malanka there. So hopefully this doesn't end up costing us too much. I don't know in terms of goal differential. I should have probably looked at that at the beginning of the match, but I didn't think that it was going to really matter this much. Curtis ends up heading it away. I mean, there's not much difference between, oh dear God, not much difference between 4-1 and 4-0 though. But it would have been nice to have a clean sheet. I guess Capriel probably won't get the money for that. He also looks upset from it. And Capriel managed to get the stop there. He is wanted by a decent amount of clubs. I think I showed you in the last episode that he has been heavily touted to go other places, but he does want to stay here. We are now one of his favored clubs. Endrick now, with a nice pass to Chevry, gets dispossessed though, and a counterattack looks like it's ensuing. I don't see Gelhart anywhere. So maybe the decision to take off some of our players, oh my God, almost putting it in there, but maybe the substitution to take off our players is probably not the best move, because it does, oh, good foul. Endrick's down, Diaby gets the yellow, and at least it kills momentum. Yeah, Diaby definitely needs to be marked more tight. And now we get a chance in the offensive zone to add to our score tally. Gelhart to Chevry to Gector. Gector can't get to it. Endrick can't get to it either. Now it looks like it's a counter on the other side. Frimpong denied by Hall to Endrick now. Endrick still, it looks like we're just going to develop him for Arsenal pretty much. But it is kind of disappointing that he's not doing as good as what I thought. Azun also not doing very well. He ends up losing the ball far too cheaply. Diaby crosses it. Samu heads it away. And now we're having like a heading match between Martial and Samu there. Endrick now with the terrible pass. Terrible pass. And yeah, it looks like we're just going to let them score here. So it's 4-2. And that was I wouldn't say it was a fantastic counterattack. I think it's just because we end up subbing a bunch of our players. But it looks like we just got to claw on. XG wise, it looks like it's very similar. We were only both supposed to go score 1 goal though. Hall now with a chance. Looks like the fans aren't very happy about how we're playing. But Kirodia ends up hitting it and gets denied by their goalie. Hall now with another chance. 80th minute. And yeah, nothing to be said. Azun gets played off the ball too. We end up getting the throw in, but I mean, he's not showing that he has enough heart. So maybe he's not in our forever plans. Capriel managing to hit that one out. And let's go on the counter. A Chevry to Gelhart. Gelhart, you better get this one off. He gets caught, actually. And then Samu to Marshall. We end up getting the goal there. So we're up 5-2. So it looks like since they've been pushing up so much, we managed to at least get one back. But even Gelhart kind of slowed down a little bit too much there. Endrick to Samu. Nice pass. Samu did a very nice pass to Marshall. and it was very nice that he ended up finishing it. And we're up 5-2. Never would have thought that we'd be up by 3 goals though at any point. But our XG is 1.55, 14 shots, 8 on target versus 9 and 6. So it looks like our home field advantage is definitely a huge factor here. Oh my God, Hall is just tired. I'll blame that on that. But Caprio managing to bail him out there with a weak header straight to him. Gelhardt, you're not playing like what I would imagine you should be. It's like not running to the ball. They teach you that in preschool. So at football level, I imagine that you shouldn't make those mistakes. But it looks like this is their last chance. Diaby just shooting it over. And it looks like it's going to be destined to end 5-2 with us in 9th place, with Arsenal just above us. And it looks like that's all she wrote. Porto ends up beating Juve as well. So I'm really curious to see what this ends up looking like. But we still played very well. Very happy for Pedrola there. So we end in 9th. The goal differential could have played the factor between us and Arsenal and Leipzig. If we end up winning this 5-0, we probably would have been through. Or even, I guess, 4-0 probably still would have been decent. So if I looked at it before, maybe we don't make that mistake. But still, finishing 9th is still pretty good. It bumps out Bayer as well. We still finish above Man City. And let's see, Porto, even though they win, doesn't look like they're going to advance there. So we'll end up taking a closer look, actually, to make sure that all the games have been played before we end up getting super excited about it. But yeah, it looks like it's we end up still getting 2.4 million, so I do like that. Puts us at around 27 million actually. We only really have around, how much do we actually have? Oh, we do have enough for like 18 million here. Yeah, we still have a pretty penny there. So we have around 10 million. We'll probably get more at the end of the season. But Champions League, yeah. Final result is, yeah, we end up getting the playoff. But still pretty good, though. How much do you... Oh, it doesn't show how much you end up getting. But for the knockout... For knockout, you get almost 10 million just to be there. So I do like that. We'll end up adding to our repertoire there for sure. But yeah, Porto, Monaco, Salzburg, Dynamo, Young Boys, Shakhtar, Ajax, and Copenhagen, AZ, Bruges, Prague, and Tel Aviv are not going to end up making it. Looks like it's a pretty fierce matchup. Hopefully we end up playing a team like Celtic or even Fenerbahce. I don't really want to play Napoli, but hopefully that ends up giving us prime real estate for that. But we'll look at that. So we'll probably come back. We won't come back for the one. We'll probably only play the one leg though. Possibly the home or away, and then we'll come up for the Carabao Cup final. We're playing Barnsley? No way. How did we manage that? Carabao Cup final. Who did Barnsley play? Barnsley end up beating Tottenham? Oh my God. Tottenham sucks. Oh my God. They lost to a League One team and got knocked out. They tied in London, and then Tottenham ended up losing in the second leg 3-2. Tottenham's just destined never to win. Harry Kane is destined to never win anything. Oh my God, I thought we were going to actually have a difficult opponent, but we're going to face Barnsley, who are definitely overachieving. So we'll come back for that one. Oh my God, that just made my day. We'll come back for that, and we'll come back for the second leg of Champions League. Thank you everyone for watching, and until next time.